Hi, Pav. How you doing?
Hi, John. I'm well, thanks. And listen, I've
Good,
had
good.
some really good feedback from last week. So I want to say thank you to you again, because I know it's not easy to put all the logistics for this together. So kudos to you for
No,
taking the
it's
time to do
very
it.
complicated. We can't have just anybody doing it. Right, let's do this. Fourth of June question. What is your stance on water companies and other corporations abusing the public trust?
Yeah, thanks, John. And I'm going to try and focus on water companies as an example of that. Now, I'm going to start off by apologising because I'm going to sound very, very angry for the next few minutes. And that's because I am very angry. I'm actually furious, to be honest, about what has been allowed to happen nationally and locally in regards to our water quality, the actions of the water companies, and frankly, the contempt with which water companies treat their customers, people like me, people like you. It is 2024, and it is frankly unbelievable that we are having to talk about water safety and whether or not our water is safe for our kids to drink. It is shocking, and it is an indictment of the last 14 years of Conservative government and their complete inaction, and in some cases, even carte blanche to continue. And locally, we've had a situation where our representatives have either not had the desire, not had the ability, the strength of character, the willingness, whatever you want to call it, they have not been able to or willing to speak up for the concerns of local residents. Our water industry is broken. We've just seen a parasite outbreak making people sick in Devon, and now there's a risk of London's drinking water not being safe to drink. And while all of this was happening, what did the Tories do? They folded their arms and they looked the other way, while water companies pumped a tidal wave of raw sewage into our rivers, our lakes, and our seas, putting residents at risk. So I just want to start by actually talking about what has happened, because it is important that people understand the context of what I'm talking about and why I am so incensed by it. Last year alone, we saw an eye-watering 3.6 million hours of sewage discharge across England. 3.6 million hours. And that was a 54% increase from the year before. And this has very real consequences for residents. Waterborne diseases have gone up by over 60% since 2010. Now, a big motivation for me, and part of the reason why I do what I do and why I've put myself forward for this election, is my desire to fight for a better future for my family. And the same way, I know that residents want a better future for theirs, and that's what I want to fight for. Now, I have a large extended family, including my three nephews who I help to look after, and anyone who knows me knows that they are the absolute loves of my life. Now, everything I do is striving for a better future for them. And the idea that they might not be able to rely on drinking water from the tap actually completely baffles me. It is a dereliction of the basic duty of government, and it should be worn as a mark of shame by the Conservatives. Now, this isn't a hypothetical fear. I mentioned the parasite outbreak in Devon and London. Well, just last week, Thames Water, our own water company, have instructed residents in part of Surrey not to drink from their tap for fears of contamination. Now, don't forget, part of the new Windsor parliamentary constituency covers part of Surrey. So this is literally on our doorstep. It is our water company, and it could have a very real future impact on us. Now, that same company, Thames Water, at the same time as doing this, they were also proposing to raise our bills by 56%. And just last week, they were fined a record £40 million by the regulator because they were seeking to pay record dividends to their shareholders. This is obscene, and it is time for change. Now, what would we do differently? A Labour government would put the water companies under tough special measures to end this scandal. We would give the regulator new powers so that those law-breaking bosses face criminal charges and would see their bonuses being blocked. And I know we're running out of time, John, so I will just finish by saying we will also attract private investment to fix our crumbling sewage infrastructure. And that's the difference a Labour government would make. We would fix the problems rather than exasperate them and allow them to continue.
Brilliant. Excellent. Well done.